Hey guys, welcome back to the 5 million gold from scratch series, where I will be showing you everything that I have done for the past week to make gold. Patch 8.3 is still treating me very nicely, and I cannot wait to show you guys all of the gold that I have earned for the past week through all of the crafts that I've made and all of the things that I have gathered, pretty much just everything that earns me gold. But first, to know how much gold we have earned this week, we have to quickly go over where we left off in the last video. In the last video, I ended at 1,679,000 gold. We're still profiting every single week, and it is great. This week, so this video, we are starting at 1,186,000 gold. So that is roughly 500,000 gold that I spent over the past week in investments for those crafts and stuff to earn me gold. It's actually 493,000 gold exactly is how much I spent. So we need to pass the 1,679,000 gold mark to earn a profit this week, and that means we have to earn more than 500,000 gold, and then everything past that will be in the green. And like I said, I'm super excited to show you guys what I have earned this week. There's a few characters that I looked at ahead of time to know how much gold they earned. And yeah, some characters are very nice this week. A good character this week is my gathering character. That is the character that I'm showing you guys first right here. 93,000 gold this week on the gatherer. And this isn't really from any BFA map flipping or anything like that. I actually stopped map flipping after the first week that I tried it because I noticed that I was just using all the materials anyways. Like, I need so many materials for all the crafts that I do for the week, and I'm basically just buying materials when they're cheap to use for crafting. I don't have an overstock to flip them. I quickly noticed that. So this is purely through just like gathering and stuff at 93k. I didn't even play that much this week. For the past, let's say, like 4 weeks, I've been playing every single day, you know, making sure to get auctions up on the auction house every single day. This week is a little different. I didn't play for maybe 3 days out of the week, so this is basically a 4-day week in terms of the gold that I have earned. But with that said, I still earned 93,000 gold through all of the materials that I have sold. Just talking about some of the notable things that I've done. So dredged leather, I'm still selling my stock of dredged leather. I actually haven't farmed any dredged leather or questionable meat in about a week or two. I just had so much overstock of all the dredged leather and questionable meat that it is still consistently selling. I do believe this is the last bit that I had though, this stack of 899 dredged leather. So I am going to have to go back out and farm more dredged leather. That's all that means, but that was worth 17,500 gold. So that's a huge chunk for the week. Right above that, volatile air. If you go to Vortex Pinnacle, you can farm up, I think I got maybe 4, I can't remember to be honest, because I'm still selling my stock that I farmed up just that one time. If you've been watching the past few videos, you've noticed that I've been selling volatile air for the past few weeks, and I farmed that up within 1 hour. And it just still sells. Just go to Vortex Pinnacle. I forget, once again, it was like 300 to 400 in the hour. And yeah, still selling that 50 for 3.5k. That's a lot of gold per volatile air. Some volatile lives as well. I do a lot of cataclysm herbalism, like herb gathering. I farm up a lot of whiptail, a lot of Ishar's Veil and stuff like that. So still selling that stuff. 261 for 7.4 thousand gold. And then more volatile air, like I was mentioning, just, you know, consistent, man, consistent. 121 of those for 9.4k. I do believe I'm also now out of volatile air, so I need to go and farm more volatile air. And then right above that, whiptail 591 for 27k. Like I was mentioning, I do a lot of herbalism in Cataclysm because those herbs sell very consistently. They are used for making Vial of the Sands, so serious gold makers are always in need of them. And serious gold makers do not gather on their own, so they will gladly pay whatever price you want for those materials. So you can, if you're on especially a medium or low pop server, you can really own the markets of these things and make a lot of gold. If you add these two together, if it's 591 whiptail, I definitely gathered 261 volatile life out of that much. So add them together, and that's like 35k for the hour just for whiptail farming, which is old, and it's 35k. That is definitely a decent farm. And once again, a huge chunk of this week just came from that whiptail stack right there. Some other stuff, Fell Hide. You know, I mention this every week. Go back to Legion. It's a world quest. It pops up every 2 days. and it will pop up for an herbalist as Fellwort, it will pop up for a skinner as Fellhide, and it will pop up for a miner as Infernal Brimstone, which you can see right here. I sold 5 of the Infernal Brimstone as well. It just was only 59 gold because they have plummeted on my server. They're 10 gold each now. Not even worth doing, to be honest. But you should definitely do them if they are worth it on your server. That's just recently where the Brimstone kind of tanked. But the other two are quite nice. You can see right here. 57 Fellhide for 4.6k. 39 Fellwort for 2k. I go over them every week, so, you know, it might be getting a little repetitive mentioning them, but not everyone watches every single one of these videos, so if they are selling each week for a decent amount, I will probably be mentioning them each week for that amount that they sell for. 3 Mono Hardened Stirrups for 2.5k. This was, I think I just had these because this is my gathering tune, so I had stirrups on me, and they were selling for a lot each, way more than normal. You can see 3 for 2.5k. That's usually way more than they usually sell for on my server, so I just sold what I had in my inventory. I sell a lot of them on my blacksmith, which we will go over whenever we go over him. Here's some vendor materials right here. Crystal Vial, 181 of them for 3k. That's a lot of gold for something you buy off the vendor for, I think, 10 copper each, maybe a silver each. So yeah, just buy those things that you use a lot yourself with crafting from the vendors, like crystal vials, light parchments, enchanting vellums. Post them on the auction house for a a super high profit, basically. Yeah. So moving up here, we got questionable meat. Finally, I sold some questionable meat, but if you can see the price, I had to sell them at 10 gold each. And it's not even, like, this is maybe a fourth or a fifth of the questionable meat that I have. But I am happy that I sold some. This is the first time I've ever sold questionable meat, so that's a plus for me. So like I said, 10 gold each, 434 of them for 4.1k gold. 10 overcharged capacitors. I think this is Wrath of the Lich King engineering. Just some random thing that you can craft with Wrath of the Lich King engineering. Or maybe it's from the vendor. I can't really remember, to be honest. And then volatile fires to end it off. We did a lot of cataclysm farming, as you could tell, this week. 36 of those for 1,000 gold. And yeah, a bunch of other little things here, but they're not big enough stacks to where I think they're worth mentioning, but they did add up a lot, because if we add up the big stacks, that's probably about 50k in the big stacks. So we have another 40k in just all these like 50 gold, 13 gold, 40 gold amounts right here, just, you know, scrolling all the way up and down. So a lot of stuff sold from the in terms of materials this week, which is great. It's been kind of dead on this character for a few weeks, but, you know, I'm gonna have to get back out there and do what now? Dredge leather. I'm gonna have to do volatile air. I'm gonna have to do whiptail again. I sold a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna have to go out and refarm a lot of this. But hey, 93k on the gathering tune. That's great. I'll see you guys on the next character. Moving on to the next character, it is my enchanter. The character order is going to be a little different in this video because I moved my characters around in the character list on my server. Basically, for these videos, I just start at the top character on the server list, and I work my way down the list, and I just move some characters around. I moved my enchanter up to the second slot on my server list, so that is the second character, which is now Drunk. It is the second character that we will be going over. Either way, let's check out how much we pulled in, and for enchanting, we have earned 88,500 gold this week. The biggest week so far on the Enchanter. The Enchanter is relatively new to the series. I think it's been about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks that I've had enchanting. So still relatively new to the markets and stuff like that. But every week we are earning more and more gold. This is the highest we've earned this week on, or in a week on the Enchanter. And going over a lot of stuff is actually from Legion if we take a look at them. But we'll go over all of them. So we have Enchanting Weapon, versatile navigations. Basically, I do all the navigations and all the enchant weapons and stuff like that. Anything from BFA I make, so basically just make anything from BFA that is profitable. Going over the stuff that's not BFA crafted is stuff like this. Enchant Neck, Mark of the Trained Soldier. This is from Legion. I'm selling this 6k for one of them. 7 of the navigations, a BFA enchant, is the same price as one Legion enchant on my server. So definitely Legion is a place to look at for enchanting because it makes me more than BFA right now. Sold some Umbra Shards. I get a lot of Umbra Shards because I make a ton of Expulsum. I have every single profession maxed out in BFA, which means all the enchanting gear and so much Expulsum. So I disenchant a ton of blue Tidespray Linen Bracers. And this is just some return on that. which is nice. 121 of them for 33333. That's good. Enchant gloves, Coltarian herbalism. I thought that was Legion, so I went over that. Light stuff hoop plates, selling these. These are mount equipment. They sell pretty quickly on my server and pretty regularly on my server as well. So look into those. And more enchant necks. You can see the enchant necks go for so much gold on my server, and they sell like so often. I don't know why. But Trained Soldier once again for 6k. Mark of the Distant Army 4k. More Umbra shards. Accords, I make all the accords. You know, I go over those every week. More neck enchants right here. 2 hidden satyrs, 12,000 gold. So you can see the average price for these enchant necks is 6,000 gold on my server. They are expensive and people buy them. I don't know why. Eternal Fires. I found some frozen orbs on the auction house for way cheaper than the vendor buy price. So I just bought them all out and I flipped them into Eternal Fires and Eternal Shadows. So I'm trying to sell those. Has nothing to do with enchanting, but it's just this character that I did it on because, you know, portals and stuff like that, teleports. Mark of the Claw, 3k. That's the cheapest enchant neck that I sold this week, but still for 3,000 gold for one, which is nice. And then, yeah, all the BFA weapon enchants, ring enchants, and glove enchants. That's basically it. So, yeah, a big week for the enchanter. Biggest week so far. Hopefully, we can keep scaling it up and make even more. The thing with the Legion enchants, though, is that the problem is getting the materials. It's really hard to get Chaos Crystals and the Leylight Shards, and it's really easy to get Arcana, but mostly the Chaos Crystals and the Leylight Shards, I have trouble getting those. So if you guys have a farm that you do to make a ton, and I'm talking a ton, let's say 1,000 Chaos Crystals and 3,000 Leylight Shards, because that's the scale that I'm working at this point. So if you have any farms that could earn me that relatively quickly, let me know. Basically right now I'm just buying them off the auction house whenever other people post them, and it is very slow, I'll tell you that. I'm definitely not making as many of those enchants as I want. So yeah, leave that in the comments below if you have an answer for that, and let's move on to the next character. Here we are on my blacksmith, and my blacksmith has earned 103,000 gold, 104k I guess we could say, for the week. And this would be a perfect time to talk about why you should have multiple professions. I think last week we pulled upwards of 250k gold. It's between 200 and 250,000 gold for the week in the last video on the same character. And this, as you can tell, is half of that. So this is why you want to have every single profession that you can. You know, if you have the extra tunes at level 110 or 120, definitely get as many professions as you can, maxed out 175. Get as many rank 3s as possible across them all. Because if one profession has a downward trend for the week, like this blacksmith, you know, earning half of as usual, then you will have other professions to kind of pick up the slack. If you invest everything into just one profession, if you just do blacksmithing, you're going to be subject to those fluctuations. And if you're subject to this type of fluctuation where you're earning half of what you earned last week, then that's going to really hurt your profits and definitely hurt yourself if you're trying to get the Brutosaur, you know, before it's gone. You definitely don't want to have any weeks on a downward trend that you can't do anything about. So that's why you really, if you can, have every single profession maxed out. Spend the time. I did it. I spend about 3 hours a day playing. That's the max I can do. And I did it across all of them. It took me a couple months, sure. It will probably take you a long time too if you have the same amount of time that I did. If you have less time, it'll take you longer. If you have more time, it'll take you a shorter amount of time. But definitely just do it if you have the character slots. Obviously, if you only have a main character and that's it, then you can only do 1 to 2 professions. But this is if you are serious about gold making and you have the extra character slots, which you definitely would be if you're serious about gold making. It was just a perfect time to talk about and mention why you definitely want all professions and not just 1 or 2, because the more you have, the less subject you are to changes. Either way, let's go over what I did earn. Even though I'm talking about this like it's a low amount, it was just a perfect example, but it's still 103,000 gold. So let's see how we earned that 103k during the week on the blacksmith, and it is a ton of uncanny gear, Deck Pounders always selling for the most. I think they sell for 15k every single week, so that's never changing on my server. You know, Cutlasses are always like 7 to 8k. Shankers and Spellblades are always between like 6 to 8k. The Spellblades a little bit lower at 4k. Those mono-hardened stirrups, like I was mentioning on the Gathering Tune, on my blacksmith, I only sold one that day, but I did sell it at 2.3 thousand gold, which is basically like 5. They're usually worth 500 gold on my server each, and that day I sold basically 5 in one sell. So I tried taking advantage of it. Only one was bought. You know, I can't force people to buy my stuff, but one did sell, so that's a win for me. The rest of it, you know, uncanny shields, uncanny plate gear, uncanny cutlasses, all the uncanny gear, monolite skeleton keys. This is the first time I've ever sold these. I've had these on the auction house for months, and I sold 3 at 285 gold. They are not worth crafting, at least on my server. The good thing to do is to try it out. It is profitable, or I do craft it at a profit. If we check out my TSM here and just quickly go skeleton key, you can see they earn 160 gold each, so I crafted them to test, and my test has shown me that I should not craft them. So definitely at least test them out on your servers, you know. Inflatable mount shoes, that is mount equipment, 7.6k for one, definitely profitable. 12 monolite or mono-hardened stirrups for 6.7k. You can see the difference there, look at that. It's only half, it's about half for 12 that I sold in that day, if that makes sense. But 12 of them usually, like I was mentioning, they're worth about 500 gold each, so 12 of them at 6.7k, that's what, 650 gold each, so, you know, that they're back down to usual prices. And then another couple cutlasses and a shield, and it's uncanny gear. Uncanny gear carries blacksmithing on my server, and yeah, if uncanny gear didn't exist, then I would probably make nothing. But we did make 103k, still very good. And yeah, we'll move on. Moving on to the Leatherworker. My Leatherworker has earned 64,000 gold in only 18 mails. That's actually quite a bit of gold per mail in my opinion for the Leatherworker. And it is a low-ish week for the Leatherworker, at least compared to last week. I can't really remember the week before for Leatherworking. But in terms of compared to last week, it is a little lower. Again, I didn't play every single day. This is the same thing for my blacksmith. I forgot to mention it, but I did mention it at the very beginning of the video. Now we're towards the middle. I can mention it again. I didn't play every single day this week. You know, I missed at least 3 days, if not 4. I can't really quite remember. Yeah, I think I was rambling anyways. Let's just go over what I was selling. Let's just go over that stuff. So, we sold some Drums of Fury. They kind of tanked in price on my server. They don't even sell that much anymore. It's weird. 8.2, I was selling a ton. But then 8.3 came out, and then I haven't really sold much at all of Drums of Fury, which I would have thought was the complete opposite because of Horrific Visions existing when they didn't in 8.2. But, you know, I guess that was a bad prediction. They're still profitable. You know, I pay, I think, 5 gold to craft one. So, yeah, they make about 50 gold each. But other things that I sold is uncanny gear. So leather gear is actually selling quite well this week. If I played every single day, you know, each day is worth quite a bit of gold if you think about it. So every day that I missed was a lot of gold missed. So if I posted every day, I probably would have made a bit more. But either way, I did sell a lot of leather gear, which is better than usual. Sold some bladders. That's just a miscellaneous item used for blacksmithing. You craft it with leatherworking, and then you use it to craft stuff with blacksmithing. So it's kind of like a cross-profession item. And if you are a leatherworker only, blacksmiths will need them. If you're like me, I have both. And I just sell bladders, and I also make them to craft with. I like having a stock of everything on the auction house, so yeah, miscellaneous items are selling as well. Right here, coarse leather bardings. These are like consumables from leatherworking, and they don't sell for a lot, but they do sell for a profit, at least for me. And then more uncanny gear, uncanny bow, warhide stuff, shimmer scale. Look at this. Shimmer scale is like the base green stuff that you get to craft with BFA. It's like you learn it at level 1 BFA leatherworking, and I was selling these for 2 to 3k each. So, you know, some things, just because they're green and they're from current content, doesn't mean people aren't buying them for Transmog. People still buy current content stuff for Transmog, so definitely just craft anything, to be honest. Just everything. Test it all out. See how things work. If it doesn't work out, oh well. You know, if you're crafting it for a profit, you must have not spent too much to test it out. in the first place. But either way, 64k on the Leatherworker this week. So here we are on my Alchemist / Engineer, and I am super excited to show you guys because we have earned, finally. I said I would do it. I promised I would do it. We have earned 676,000 gold on a single character this week, being the Alchemist / Engineer. Basically just alchemy, I'm gonna be honest. Like, engineering will contribute a little bit, we'll go over it, but it was mainly just alchemy. Alchemy is the bread and butter for me, to be honest, compared to every other profession, and you can tell it earns the most every single week. I told you guys I would break 500k finally this week, and I broke past it. I would say I well broke past it. I almost made 200k more than 500k. But let's go over some of the things. Let's go over the big things, because with this much gold, you can't go over things like 7k, 3k. That's too little when it comes to characters pulling in this amount of gold. You need to be going over things like this, 30k, 47k, 15k. So let's go over those things. And if I notice any engineering, we'll throw the engineering in there. But Potions of Unbridled Fury, kill it on every server. Like, if you are not on a high pop server, make Unbridled Furies. Even if you're on a high pop server, I'm sure they sell the most on there as well, just probably at little profits. But either way, 160 for 30k. Greater Flask of the Currents, I think this has taken over. If I look at TSM, it has taken over the most profitable item slot on the front page of my TSM. So I've made the most gold this entire series off of this item right here, Greater Flask of the Currents, and you can see 62 for 47k. They sell like crazy on my server. Superior Battle Potions of Agility, 40 for 15k. I actually only craft 40 at a time, so I need to bump up that crafting operation. Definitely take a look at what you're selling, guys, and make sure you are making enough. If you're not making enough, you are only hindering yourself. So definitely make sure you're paying attention. If you notice that you sell all of your stock in one go, make more. And that's what I mean when I talk about scaling up my operations. That's what that means, scaling up, making sure you're supplying as much as you can for the demand of your server. You know, for yourself. You know, there are other people competing with you, but you can still try to supply as much as you can. Just don't do too much so you're not spending too much in, you know, posting fees that are unneeded since you're not selling them. But yeah, Greater Flask of Currents, more, you know, 5 for 20k, that's what, 4k each. So wait, is that math correct? I don't know, but you guys can do the math. Potions of Unbridled Fury, 62 for 10k. Greater Flask of the Undertow, Greater Flask of Currents, more actually Empowered Proximities. I thought that was Unbridled Furies, but Empowered Proximities, I only make 50 of those at a time, so there you go. Need to make more of those. Sold 50 of those for 20k. Unbridled Furies, more for 25k. Right here, Abyssal Healing Potions. Can you tell how many Abyssal Healing Potions I post at one time, guys? Can you tell? It's 400. I need to bump that up too. Apparently this week just shows me that I'm still not up to scale with this guy. I can earn even more if I just make more. So 400 of those for 25k. Another 285, so I made more right after that, and I sold half of them for another 21k. Whoa, look at that price difference. That's a big price difference, because about half, or at least let's say a third, or 2/3 sold for basically the same amount of price. So yeah, I need to make more. Battle Potions of Intellect, so you know, more Battle Potions. Here we go, here's something from engineering, guys. A Notorious Discombobulator, 5k. Nice. Right here, Lightfoot Potions, sold 200 of those for 15k. That's nice. Those don't sell as much as other potions, but they do still sell. Still profitable. Agilities, so I've already went over every single superior battle potion. I make them all. They're all profitable. You can see 40 again, so I need to make more. Uncanny Discombobulator, there we go. 8k for that. That's nice. Engineering making some profits. And let's see, do we got any like huge stacks? Okay, yes we do. Here we go. This is a huge one. Unbridled Furies, like usual, but 475 of them for 128,000 gold. One sell made me 128k with Alchemy. That's crazy. That's definitely crazy. And that's pretty much it. I make everything, you know, like, to be honest. I just make it all. So I'm basically repeating myself as I scroll up. So yeah, 676,000 gold this week. That's 1 week. I'm happy. I told you guys I would kill it, and I killed it. Even with only playing 4 days too. That's crazy. So yeah, this is gonna take a while to collect, I think. So you guys seen how much I've earned. I'm gonna see you guys in the next character. Moving on to my inscriptionist slash cook. He has earned a nice 253,000 gold this week. I think last week we earned a little bit less than usual, and this week we're right back up there at that 250 to 300k amount for the week. And it's my second best character, basically. Being a consumable profession with cooking and sort of inscription, it's a kind of a consumable profession, but mostly the cooking, to be honest. Like cooking and alchemy, since they're consumables, they make so much gold on my server. But let's see how much gold we sold. Highborn compendiums, they kill it. I see they kill it for everybody on any server that I see. So if you have yet to dive into Highborn compendiums, these are made with inscription. They're trinkets, eye level 400 with amazing effects that are really good for DPS, tank, healing, all of that stuff. And on my server, they sell at 10k, and they cost, I think, 1k to craft. So I'm selling them at 9k profit each, and you just make all of them. Don't only make the DPS one. Still make the healer and the tank. Sometimes I sell the healing ones and the tank ones way more than the DPS ones. So make them all. They all are very good. You can ask anybody. I've seen it. Biltongs, I need to make more of these. I make 200 at a time. Not enough. Biltongs definitely sell a lot on my server. I think the highest selling foods on my server are baked potatoes, biltongs, and McDowell's Big Mex. Those are the big ones on my server. So those earn me quite a bit. Gold War Scrolls are selling pretty frequently as of recently. The past couple weeks to be, or in fact, I was gonna say to be honest, but I quickly thought, like, that doesn't make sense. So yeah, War Scrolls, they've been selling quite a bit more than usual. Battle Shout right here earned a lot more gold than the Intellect. So, and again, I only make 20 of those at a time, so I do need to make more. Definitely do need to make more. Tomes of the Quiet Mind, those sell quite a bit. They sell very frequently. I sell them every single week. Uncanny Etched Vessel, I sold one offhand this week for 22,000 gold. So a lot more than last week, and that's just one of them. Let's see, other things, more War Scrolls, this time of Fortitude, more compendiums. Like I was saying, the tank ones actually sell for the most on my server. So the first one I sold was 11k, this one is 15k. Contracts are selling a bit more this week. That's nice. Big Mechs, selling a lot of those still. Still more Big Mechs. And let's see, is that another offhand? There you go, another Uncanny Etched Vessel offhand for a little bit more. Almost 26k for that one this week. So I made 50k off of just 2 offhand sales. That's a lot of gold, a lot of profit. I think they make for, I think it's 2 to 3k for the crafting costs. So that's insane profits. It's like 11x profit. More stuff. Let's see, anything different? I don't know. Swamp Fish and Chips, sold some of those. Need to make more. I sold all 100 that I had. Let's see, anything else? War Scrolls of Fortitude, there we go. Now they're selling for a bit more. 4 of them for 10k. That's nice. That's 2k each, or no, 2.5k each. There you go. Again, guys, I'm sorry this week. It's a little different. I don't know why. It's just got me feeling weird. And yeah, that's pretty much it. To be honest, it's all the same. I'm just quickly reading them over. I'm like, yeah, that's the same. More Biltongs, more Big Mechs, more Bissellfied Rizzoli. They're all the same. So all of it adds up, 253k. I make everything with Inscription. I make everything with cooking. So do the same. You'll get these profits. Make sure you're gonna make the profit first, though. If they're red on your TSM, don't craft them. If they're green, though, green means go. That's all it means. So 253k on the cook slash inscriptionist. Another high-paying week for this guy. Super excited with where this guy has turned out relative to the rest of the series. And yeah, this is just going slow. I don't know why it's going so slow this week. I'll see you guys on the next character. I am now on my Jewelcrafter. My Jewelcrafter has earned 41,000 gold this week in 41 mails. It's a bit lower this week. I was getting excited, every week I was earning more and more and more. but this week a little bit less. Again, it could be just because I didn't play as many days this week. I mean, it's definitely a big factor, but I didn't really sell too much with the days that I did post, either way. So there's not a lot that sold. I sold some Leviathan eyes, that's nice, 10 of them for 2.3k. The loops, you know, the eye level 300 rings this week, one of these days I did not notice how far down people were driving down the price, and these usually sell between 1 to 3k each, and you can see each one sold for 400 each. So once again, just not really paying attention on my part to how much I'm posting stuff. Sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I'm just using TSM, you know, I'm just spamming post. I'm not really looking at the numbers. So that was one of those days, and I earned quite a bit less per. If those were selling at, you know, the proper 1k each, this would maybe be like 50k for the week. So not a lot more, but still more. Sage agates, there you go, finally. First week ever, I said it correctly. It's agate. I googled it instead of relying on the comments. And yeah, we got a lot of gold from that. They are still selling for 1k each. You can see 7 for 6.6k. That's obviously after the tax from the auction house, and then 20 for 19k. Again, after the tax of the auction house, they sell for 1k each. Right now on my server, it's crazy. They are worth so much. So are Azurines. You know, those are selling for 1k each as well. I just haven't sold any this week. And yeah, that's pretty much the story for this week on the Jewelcrafter, was selling just purely sage agates. That's it. Just those raw, you know, not crafted or anything. I just, you know, prospected them because they're 1,000 gold each, and they're still selling each week for a lot. So yeah, that was all the Jewelcrafter. And yeah, I don't know why TSM is gathering up so slowly this week. We're gonna let this one go fully through, but hopefully next week it goes back to usual, because usually we can collect up all the gold pretty quickly. But it's going pretty slow right now. Now on to the final crafting profession of the week, that is tailoring. And with tailoring, I have earned 50,000 gold this week, 50,000.8k to be exact, and a ton of it was deep sea bags. I think I'm still making between 200 to 300 gold profit each, and I've been selling 20 at a time. I've realized that even 20 per day is not enough. I probably am going to bump up to 50 a day. And when you're making 200 to 300 gold each, you know, it's only 200 to 300 gold per bag, but you're selling like 20 to 50 a day, at least on my server. So that's still between like 2 to 10k profit per day off deep sea bags. And they definitely consistently sell almost every single day. Like, I sell just all of them that I make. So still, you know, only 700 each, but when you add them all up, it equals out 50k, right? So in the long run, still a lot of profit off of deep sea bags, even though they're so easy to make. And then uncanny gear, I definitely didn't sell a lot of uncanny gear this week. I sold one belt for 2.8k. I sold a flying carpet. That's a Wrath of the Lich King, I believe, crafted mount. I think it costs maybe 200 gold on my server to craft, and they're selling at nearly 2k gold, so about a 1.6 to 1.8k profit per. If I were to sell them more frequently, I'd be making quite a bit more gold off of them, but they don't have a super high sell rate. And that's really it. Uncanny, there you go, uncanny satin pants for 5.7k. The pants definitely sell for the most in terms of tailoring, on my server at least, so the pants are the one to look at if you are looking to at least get one of them at rank 3, I don't know. But yeah, most of it is just bags this week, so that kind of, once again, is a good example of why you want to craft everything. Not only do you want to have every profession maxed out, but you also want to craft every single thing that you can that is green profit with TSM within that profession. Because last week, I think I made like 100 or 200k gold off of uncanny gear, and it was insane. And then this week, I sell 2 pieces of uncanny gear. So what takes the lead at that point? Deep sea bags. You can see how everything kind of balances off each other when you sell everything. Like 1 week, uncanny gear will be insane, and then the next week, bags will be insane. And you just don't know which week which item is going to be the most profitable. So just make it all, and then you don't have to worry about it. To be honest. And yeah, 50k. I mean, that's still quite a bit on the tailor. It's a decent amount. especially when you haven't really sold any uncanny gear. That's just straight up from deep sea bags, like purely almost. I think it was like 20 or 30k just from the bags, and once again at 200 to 300 gold profit each. So like I was mentioning, it all adds up. Yeah, it's still going so slow. I'll see you guys on the Transmog character. And for the final opening of the week, before we go over how much gold I earned, is the Transmog selling tune. And this week from Transmog, I have earned 16,000 gold in 1, 2, 3. So in about 14 mils, I made 16,000 gold. So nearly 1k per item. I have some items here. I just did a run before this, so I have some items uncollected. We'll ignore those for now, and it's a pretty low week for the Transmog character. I mean, I mentioned this last week. Transmog isn't my main thing. I don't even think I farmed up anything this week besides what I just did today. You can see it expires 30 days. I just did that right before this video. But besides that, I don't think I farmed up anything new, so when you're not farming up anything new, you're not going to be getting a ton of sales. But with the stock that I did have up, I earned 16k. I sold some Ironhide Gauntlets for 4k, Warmonger's Circlet for 1.3k, and then the big one this week was the Plan's Sunblessed Breastplate for 8,000 gold, and this comes from the BC, I think it's Sunwell Plateau. There you go, that's the raid, right? Sunwell Plateau, you kill all the trash before the first boss, Malagos I think it is. And I got lucky. I got some of the epic patterns. That's what you're going for when you're out there doing that farm, the Sunwell Plateau trash. And this is one of those patterns, and it sold for a decent amount. There are some patterns that are worth like over 100,000 gold in that farm. But I think just all the epic patterns from that farm are really high priced, or at least okay priced, like this right here at 8k. I would say that's okay priced. You know, it's like, it's not super high. It's not like 30k, 100k, anything like that. But all the patterns are just worth it, basically. And yeah, 16k. I'll open all of those up. I'll just stop it when we get to opening up the actual items. And boom. All right. So we can finally go over the final tally of the week. I'm super excited for this one because I spent only 493k this week. For the past like month and a half, I've been spending 1,000,000 gold each week, so we've only been earning about 1 to 300k profit per week. But this time, I'm excited. I don't know the number. We're gonna see together right here. Oh, look at that. We're almost up to 100k on this guy. Either way, getting a little sidetracked. Let's see. So once again, I spent 493,000 gold this week on materials and stuff I need for crafting, and basically just, I mean, that's just how much gold I spent. It could be for anything, but most of it is for obviously materials to craft with. And what we need to beat is 1,679,000 gold, because that's what we left off in the last video. So let's see. Do we pass the 2 mil mark this week? I don't know. I didn't add it all up. Let's see. Do we pass 2 mil? Whoa, wow, what? Whoa, that is way past 2 mil. I was like, maybe we'll pass 2 mil. I didn't expect that. We actually made, not just opened up, but profited 1,000,000 gold this week. Almost. What is that? 800, I don't know. It's between 800 and 900 gold, or 1,000 gold. We almost made 1 mil this week. Again, boys. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Sorry about that. I was super excited, and then my phone started ringing, and I had to cut it out. But yeah, I can't even think right now. That's so much gold. I'm talking nonsense right now. But yeah, 2,573,000 gold. That's how much we're up to. We are halfway through the Brutosaur. That is awesome. We made so much gold this week. Once again, what was it? About 900,000. Look at this. We're going to have this guy soon. At this rate, we're going to have this guy right here. That's perfect timing. Look at that. This is going to be ours soon at this rate. 2.5 mil. I am just blown away by how much gold I was able to earn this week, especially when most of our professions earned a lot less this week because I only got to play 4 out of the 7 days, when usually I've been playing all 7 days for the weeks. You know, the past month and a half, I haven't really missed a day, and we just blew it all out the water. So Yeah, that's a lot. We earned more than even the second week of patch 8.3. I believe that this week would be the highest profiting week I have ever earned. Yeah, once again, we went from 1,679,000 gold to 2,573,000 gold. So yeah, I just gotta end it here. I'm super excited for the future because I feel like we are going to have the Brutosaur very, very soon, within the month, maybe 2, which is crazy because I was actually doubting myself a lot with this series. I did not think I would be able to earn enough gold, especially with how slow it was to start. Because at first I was like, I need to earn like 30k a day, and I was nowhere close to earning 30k a day. But at this rate, we're earning a lot of gold, and it's making up for all that time that we spent at the beginning, you know, setting everything up and earning like maybe 5k, 10k a day. I was super scared, guys, when I was earning 5 or 10k a day, because that is nowhere close to the amount we needed. But yeah, it all ramps up. When you start earning gold, it scales, it ramps, and you can see we are just blowing our records every week out the water. Just each week is a new high, and yeah, that just means pretty soon, once again, within maybe a month or 2, I will have the Brutosaur, and that is crazy to me. We will have extra time after that, if that's the case, and I'll have to figure out what we'll do then before Shadowlands, you know, between our Brutosaur and the Shadowlands. Maybe I'll continue crafting with every profession and just seeing exactly like how much gold I can amass before Shadowlands. And maybe I don't need to buy the Brutosaur right away. Maybe we'll get to like 6 mil, 7 mil before we get the Brutosaur. I'll have to figure that all out, think about it as we get closer to Shadowlands and as we get closer to that 5 mil mark. But like I was mentioning, I feel like that's very soon. And yeah, I gotta end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, and if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button plus the bell next to it so you can be notified whenever I upload a video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.